I was late, but I'm still here.
Yes.
And Lana has one finally.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's something to celebrate. I
Yes.
am no
It was
longer
fucking
doing
nice.
this.
Yep, and it looks cute, just like you.
Fabulous. Bonjour et bienvenue à The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
We are drinking, it's this like tangerine strawberry lemonade today. It's marvelous, and it is giving me caffeine. Therefore, we enjoy it very much.
As you should. I am Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Her. And today I'm actually drinking orange juice because it was in the refrigerator, it was cold, and so I'm going to drink some orange juice. And I'm drinking my orange juice in my cup mug. Well, you know, you can get all of your cup merch at lanagscreation.etsy.com. Link is down below. All of the things. I have cups, we have hats, we have other things. So check it out. And all the cool kids have one, so you should get one. Her.
And I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I am wearing my Denali shirt because I love Denali. And it's signed, as you can see there. I got to see her perform last year, and she was amazing.
Yeah.
And she was really sweet, too. So I love me some Denali.
Yeah.
But
So
I
what are you
am...
drinking?
I'm
Because you
drinking
always seem to
water.
forget.
I forget to tell people what I'm
Thank
drinking.
God. I was
I'm
like,
doing
no,
water.
I'm not gonna segue. It's fine. David has not said that he's drinking water, which he always does.
Mhm. I do.
But
And who are you?
Who are you?
Well, hi everyone. My name is Eve the Bunny. I am, I would say, a up and coming, already established, under the radar, but you should know who I am. Drag impresario of Chicago, Illinois. I've been doing drag for about 13 years, and I am drinking black and white tea by Arizona.
Oh,
Yeah,
a very good choice.
she's very different. She saw a Michael Jackson video today and was like, "Ooh, I want some tea, black or white." So,
Yeah.
joke.
Here he
It's
is.
a joke there.
Here he is.
So, Lana, you like the tea, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the tea is that I know Eve the Bunny. It's been 10 years since we first met. We met in Chicago at Chicago Pride, and we've been friends ever since. I don't get to see Eve enough, but Eve did live in Missouri for a little bit, and she was always a killer performer. Like, you can never question Eve the Bunny's performance skills. I remember going to Pride in Springfield and seeing you perform Cell Block Tango. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. This bitch performed Cell Block Tango all by herself. She did every part,
Yes.
and she killed it. Like, I was tossing dollars on the stage. Like, it's one of my favorite performances that I've seen in my town. So it left an impression, and I love you, and I'm glad that you joined us.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I see myself as it's weird because I would say up until like 20 between 2014 and 2018, I was living back in Missouri for a little bit, and that was around the time that a lot of people who I had grown up with in the Chicago drag scene started getting on Drag Race, like Kim Chi and Pearl and Shay and Trixie, even though she's not from Chicago, she's kind of by way in Milwaukee.
Chicago
And so-
adjacent.
Chicago adjacent, right. And so it's crazy when I moved back. And now I've been establishing these relationships with like these drag entertainers. And so like I can say things like I've hung out with Willow Pill and like Detox is like one of my really good friends. And it's very weird. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I wouldn't have seen myself on this side, especially not having done Drag Race yet.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
the word.
yeah,
We are
yeah,
manifesting.
I do.
yeah. I haven't gone to summer camp yet. I'm still in town, so.
You haven't
But
been in a 3-month coma like Yua Hamasaki was.
no, not at all, not at all. I always said though too, if I was to ever get on Drag Race, I would have like 5 or 6, not 5 or 6, but probably like 8 or 9 like preset pictures or posts that I would just give like a really good friend of mine and give them my social media like information. It'd be like, just post these once a week or like once a day.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then they'd be like, wait a minute, she was still on socials. And I'm like, was I?
Well, was I?
Well, that's what the All-Stars girls do now.
Oh yeah.
Might as well.
Speaking of socials, though, we're gonna have your socials in the description of this video.
It's all in there already. The Instagram is in the ticker.
So people should follow. People should follow Eve.
Yes. Please follow me. It would be really great. And I'm hoping to become one of those people that you might end up seeing on your TV screen. Or who knows? I could end up being the host of Drag Race Chicago.
There we go.
Drag Race Slovakia. I don't know.
Yeah. Drag Race
Kenya.
Drag Race.
Sure,
yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know if the Slovakians will be very happy with the African American hosting their show. I don't know how they do it over there.
But, I think the French people would be happy with it. And we're so happy to have you here, Eve, because we're talking about Drag Race France Season 2. I have to say, one of my absolute favorite new franchises from last year. I loved Season 1 of Drag Race France. Minus the, systematic takedown of Lolita Banana's psyche. But who cares? She's a host now. Who cares?
True. Last laugh for Lolita.
Exactly. So we are back with Season 2, 11, which is apparently the new great number. Everyone's doing 11 queens. Like,
they want to make it hard for us to draft.
I literally, I'm like, I don't even think we can attempt one because there's 11.
Yeah.
But we have 11 new queens. And I'm excited because Eve, David, and I are very excited for one person in particular, and we will talk about her at length. So that's probably going to be the biggest chunk of the episode. So sorry in advance, but we will be discussing all 11 queens. Should we just do it?
Let's do it.
Let's jump right into it.
Yes. Boom. First of all, the cast photo featuring Miss Nikki Doll.
Gorgeous.
Nikki looks so good.
I think I saw on Twitter, either it was on Twitter or it was on Instagram, it was a 3 profile side by side of all of Nikki's promos with the Drag Race, starting with in her original US season and then the first season of France and now the second season of France. And I've been like, okay, I've been noticing a nice, like she's always had a very nice, clean aesthetic, but I'm like, okay, very much a nice little upgrade for Miss Nikki Doll.
She got the Brooklyn Heights upgrade is what I call it.
Yeah.
And you see that with now Valentina and Lolita Banana a little bit. Like they're all kind of getting the I call it the Brooklyn Heights effect because she was the first to trailblaze that whole
clean hair. A lot of clean hair. Just,
expensive hair.
Yeah.
And even just looking at this picture, she looks great, but I really like everybody behind her. This is giving me the UK season 2 promo.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, where they were all different colors of the rainbow. So I really like seeing all of them in that snow globe.
Yeah, I thought about that a little bit too when I noticed the color setup. I was like, ooh, okay, I like this. Everyone got to pick a color as opposed to it being one of those things where it's like the theme is disco or the theme is 70s or the theme is goddesses or you know what I mean? It's like
the theme is race
car. Yeah. Like it's I kind of like this a bit more because I feel like that this gives all of them, I feel like, a little bit more room to flex their style and their difference and their creativity, as opposed to them all trying to fit their creativity into one mold among 11 to 12 or 13 people, because some stuff may not translate the best with that fabric or that time period or whatever that category is. But if it's just like, okay, just do whatever you do, but do it in red, that's a lot easier.
Yeah,
I agree. And if we remember, Lawrence Cheney was purple. So
Lawrence
it looks like
Oh.
Punani is purple this time, so maybe it's
Well,
a lucky color.
I was gonna say, like, Lawrence was purple. R.I.P. Cherry Valentine, but Cherry was red. Veronica Green was green. So like it, and in this situation, Rose
Cinnamon Mandela was brown.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was trying to remember what Taste was. I feel like
White.
Taste was white.
Yeah, I was going to say black or white. I couldn't remember which one.
She was white for some reason.
Joe Black was black.
That's right. And that makes sense.
Yeah. So it almost gave me like a Clue vibe. Like all of their names with a color kind of a thing. Yeah. I just actually thought of it too, that US season 9's promo was all different colors too, because I remember Shay just recently tweeted something about her just like finally rewatching it for the first time. And I messaged her to be like kind of funny and shady. It was like, don't look at the ending. But I totally did remember that. I was like, oh yeah, they were all different colors because the promo was like the explosion of like the color powder or color powder, and they all had their looks. Because Shay's was like orange, and it was
Well, and I was disappointed because I was like, oh, there's no purple, and then Cuckoo shows up and she was purple, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
I like this because it, like you said, it shows off their personalities or their style. It gives people, maybe like myself, who don't watch a lot of Drag Race, it gives me something about their sense of style. Like when we did Mexico's, everybody was in red. And so it was like, okay, they had an outfit that fits the criteria for the promo. I don't know if that's their, I mean, I'm sure there probably was their individual style, but it was just, everybody was red. This one is like all these colors, it just pops off the background with that pink and all the different colors. I like it a lot. I really do. And that gold, I can't stop it. Gold in the front.
This is my favorite promo of Nikki's for sure. Like, it's so good. Like you were saying, Eve, I saw that same tweet that was like the progression of Nikki's
promo look. And
I do really enjoy Nikki as a host. From the one season we've gotten, I think she did a really, really good job of being emotional and being human, but also, you know, being the host of this show and like doing what needs to be done, but still holding that little bit of compassion when necessary. So I'm very excited to see what happens this season. The jury panel for the season is the same as season 1, so we're gonna get the same 3 judges. Okay.
Yeah, I honestly, Daphne and Kitty Smile, they didn't leave a huge impression on me, so I'm hoping it was just. Yeah, I'm hoping that it was something that they're finding their feet still, and they'll really come into their own with season 2.
Well, to be fair, I hated Brooklyn Heights on season 1 of Canada. And then I hated the way she judged. I love Brooklyn. Let me make that very clear. I love Brooklyn. I hated the way she judged on season 1. And Jeffrey Bory Chapman had his whole situation. I still feel bad. That's not a position that any Black person should be put in, point blank in the period. But also bring back Stacey McKenzie, for the love of God.
Yes, please.
Oh my God. Right.
I fucking love her.
I'd be okay if Stacey hosted, to be honest.
Honestly, there are 2 franchises where I'd be like, if a woman hosted, I'd be fine. And it's Canada with Stacey McKenzie or Tracy Melchor, because I do love Tracy Melchor. Or Italia. Just let Chiara Francini host.
How about Philippines while we're at it?
No. I love Mama Pao.
Oh, I wish I did, but
I wish I did.
I love Mama Pao. It's funny because it's like when I was thinking of that too, when I was thinking of all the international seasons, because also dropping mini a little bomb. No one judged me, but I did not see Drag Race France season 1.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. There are only 2 seasons. There are only 2 international seasons that I have not seen. Actually, that's a lie. 3. Well, she makes 80 million of them. Oh God, 4 actually. Shoot. Okay. I say 4 because the fourth one, I'll get to the fourth one. But I have not seen France. I haven't seen Italia. I haven't seen Holland, and I haven't seen Down Under. And I forgot that I hadn't seen Down Under because, not to randomly name drop, but I was hanging out with Queen Kong and Hannah Conda like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
They were in town at Roscoe's.
I was at DragCon working Minnie Cooper's booth, so that's not like a drop in the bucket. I got to meet meet and hang out with all like the Down Under girls that weekend, so I understand.
It was totally one of those things where I was like, oh wait, I don't know them, and a lot of it too was, I think, with the whole Down Under thing. Everybody was so happy with, I think, like Art Simone and Karen from Finance being on there, and then the whole thing came out with Karen being racist with those dolls and stuff, and it really just turned me completely off of that season. I was like, I don't even know if I want to sit through and watch this.
You didn't miss much.
Like,
you didn't miss much.
I mean,
season 2 is way better.
I'm like, I Queen Kong is really all I need to. That's still on my manifestation list. I did not get a chance. I got a couple of hugs from them. I didn't get to kiss them, but they're still on my manifestation list here, that I will get a kiss from the one and only Queen Kong. That's that. If I had to say anybody is my Drag Race crush from Drag Race, it would be either Queen Kong or Anitra.
Good choice.
You and everybody else. Honest to God, you and everybody else.
Exactly.
Let's dive in. We're gonna start with good old Miss Cookie Kunty, and I love this name. She is 29. She lives in Paris, but she was born in Montreal, so we got a Canadian queen technically on the show. According to this lovely pride.com interviews that were done, thank you, David, for the link. She's been doing drag for 7 years. It says here she is one of the pioneers of the renewal of French drag. And she has a successful film and TV career. And I believe she's contemporaries with Soda Muse and La Big Bertha, who are on season 1. She was brought up on season 1. During, I think, the reading challenge. So it's not a surprise to see her on season 2.
Yeah, she also, I guess her sister does drag too, and like, is that a
biological sister?
Yeah, I was a little confused by that. So if anybody in the comments knows, please let us know, because that was interesting. But I guess she's credited.
Oh yeah, it seems like with her biological sisters.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. But she gets credit for kind of revitalizing the French drag scene, which is pretty cool for a 29-year-old. So I get a lot of polish from her, and she's kind of like giving me like the Vivian or Sharon vibes. So it should be interesting to see how well she does. She's the technically the third most followed queen on Instagram. So she's very popular.
Okay.
She's beautiful. We'll say that.
Gorgeous.
She makes me wonder if, because I'm kind of piggybacking a little bit off of what you were saying, David, that she kind of gives like a Sharon or the Vivian kind of vibe. I wonder if she is possibly going to be, set up through the archetypes of how they have Drag Race cast set up. I wonder if she's going to be like the quote unquote veteran of the cast. You know what I mean? Is she like one of the more established girls that when she walks in, all the other girls will go, "Oh, we knew that you were going to be here," kind of a thing.
From what I see, just from this article that I'm looking at and the little bit of research that I've done, it seems like she is one of the more established artists, but not by a whole lot.
Which that could honestly end up creating some cute drama, because 9 times out of 10 she's probably worked with some of those girls before, or may even have booked some of them. So
True.
There could be some stories coming out.
Yeah.
Well, I do like to talk about what I saw on their Instagrams. So I will say, looking at her Instagram, I thought her makeup skills were like flawless. Like, she really knows how to beat that mug. But I do think some of her looks were a little underwhelming. So I'm hoping that she will impress me with looks that she brought for the show. I
And
guess
it's
we'll see.
funny. It's funny when it comes to the standard, I guess, to say of what is expected for Drag Race when it comes to different outfits and looks and styling and things like that, because you'll end up having some people that'll come with these amazing elaborate styles like Utica, and they'll, do very well and set themselves up as kind of like a fashion icon, but then you'll end up coming up with someone that just does a lot of very simple, clean styles, and then they'll end up doing really well too. So it's one of those things where it's like I almost, because I feel like with this promo look, for me, it's a little understated.
Yes.
It's very kind of meet and greet. But at the same time, I mean, that might be kind of her aesthetic. Her aesthetic might just be very clean, conceptual looks. And if she does them well, then they'll just know her for that and it'll just carry her through. So it's like, it's almost like I wanna count her out, but I don't want to count her out. I'm kind of want to see what else she has to offer.
Yep. I still do like this look. It almost is giving me like something Bette Midler could have worn in
I
Big
was
Business.
literally about to say she looks like Bette Midler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's crisp. It's professional looking. It's very polished. It's not exciting, but I'm sure we'll be excited by other looks. So I do
What was
like
that
this.
Alyssa Edwards quote? Clean, concise, conceptual. Well, I don't remember what it was, but that's what I'm feeling about Miss Cookie.
I feel like she's giving me very Mother of the Bride, but a very expensive Mother of the Bride. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a mother who came knowing that she was going to have a moment in the spotlight, and so she was like,
yeah.
"I'm going to take my moment while I'm here,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm going to be very very clean, very expensive looking." So that's what this is giving me. It's giving me Mother of the Bride, but a very luxurious Mother of the Bride.
She was the mother of the bride and also the planner.
Period.
Oh,
Exactly.
absolutely. She's
Right.
Mother of the
Yeah.
Bride. She is planner. She is the bridezilla.
She ran around with a clip. She ran around with a clipboard. She was
Oh,
like,
absolutely. And that
what
would
are
be
all of
me.
these flowers doing here?
And that would be me.
I need these servers in this line. Like
Yes,
she was
yes,
I
that.
did not ask for roses. I asked for peonies.
Yeah,
Right.
she's very that. She's very that. Like
She's very that.
my daughter is allergic to roses. Why would you do like yeah?
Right.
I absolutely loathe hydrangeas.
Right.
Are we ready for scores for Miss
Yes.
Cookie Kunty?
Yes, please.
I am gonna give her. I'm gonna give her an 85. I really enjoy this look. I like the peplum. I like the color. The wig is good. 85.
I'm feeling that. I feel like an 85 is a good look because it's not perfect. It's not the most what I want, but it's not horrible at all.
It's not, oh my God, but it's like, yes, but you look good.
Yeah, because she still looks amazing. Her face is killing the game. I can't stop
Her
looking
face
at
is
her
Bette
eyes.
Midler. This is
I
Bette
can't
Midler.
stop
and you
looking at
cannot
her
tell me
eyes.
Okay, so you all know that my score is a little bit lower than you all, my scale. So I'm going to give her a 65, a good 65.
Okay, and then what is the scale that we are?
That's up to you.
For me,
we're
you want it to
ratioing
be,
off of.
love.
For me, 50 is like average.
Okay,
But
okay.
for
So,
them,
yeah,
I think
so-
they're doing more like school, like a
grade.
7 C.
Like traditional, like school.
Yeah, like grade.
Right, exactly. Like a B plus kind of situation
Right,
would be
kind of,
85,
yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would agree. I would say I would give her an 85 as well. I feel like that it's like you said, it's not a bad look. She looks bombshell.
Yes.
But also, and this is something a little personal about me when it comes to drag and what I like out of drag. Sometimes I really love a lot of like accessories, and not saying that you have to have a lot of accessories, but
Yes.
just a little bit of like a couple of little accent piece things. So like I wish this had like a shawl or a or something to or she had a purse or or just something like that, just extra other than just the gloves. And I think that's the only reason why I would do an 85.
I agree with you. I feel like it with all that collarbone showing, like I feel like a bold statement necklace or something would just set that thing right on off. But yeah, I agree.
Most definitely. Next up is Ginger Bitch. She is 44. She is, thank the Lord above, there's a girl over 40, and she does not look good. She is from Nice.
I wanted to make a joke like Ginger Bitch,
Yes,
44, nice.
No, I hate you.
But it's nice.
So she has only been doing drag for 3 years. But has stood out within the drag scene in the south of France for like her hosting skills, which has kind of like established a lot of newer clubs all throughout Nice and all throughout the south of France. And she said that she wants to show there's no age or physical criteria to make your dreams come true, and that everything is possible when you take a chance on yourself. So that's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
She looks adorable. I really enjoy this look. Blue is a great color on her. I like the frills. I like oh no, words are not working for me today. I like the silhouette. The legging with the bow motif going through. I think she looks great.
I enjoy this look a lot. Like, I didn't know if I was going to when I first saw it, but the more I looked at it, I was like, I really like this look. I like the bows all the way through, from the hair to the neck to the wrist, the arm, the shoulders, and then on the dress itself, and then on the feet. It's just a good look, and the color is amazing on her. I love her makeup. I just love this look. And I'm, as being someone of the 40s age group myself, I enjoy seeing someone on there who is 44 and same age as myself and doing it and looking good doing it. And the fact that she just started 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like crazy. And folks, because people would like to throw old people out the window and be like, you useless because but she is showing them that baby.
Charlie hides.
Wow. Nothing but a number. And she's doing it. I love it.
Yeah. No, I agree with everything you all are saying. Like, this gives me, usually the word cutesy is a negative thing, but for this, she's pulling off cutesy, she's making it fashion, but she also gives me comedy vibes, which I'm excited about. I hope she has a really good personality. I really hope she's not written off right away by the show, but yeah, everything about this is very nice, and so it works out well that it says nice on the screen right now. But she also has some pretty good looks on Instagram. It's worth checking out. Unfortunately, she has the second least followers of the cast. And I really hope that that's not going to be a reflection of how well queens do, because spoiler alert, I really like the queen with the least amount of followers. But yeah, this is very good.
So for me, it's a couple things. One, overall, I do like the look. I like the look a lot. I feel like that this look is giving a little bit more of what I was hoping to get from Cookie's entrance look, where it almost looks like, and I guess the best way to say it is, I met Princess once years and years and years ago when she used to live here, and she told me when it came to her idea and her mindset when it comes to her drag looks, how she goes about doing it is she thinks of herself as a Barbie doll. And a Barbie doll usually has all its little pieces and all its little accessories, like its shoes and bracelet and ring and earring and all these other kind of things. And so I feel like this is what I like about Ginger's look, is because, like you say, with the bow motif, is she has like a cute jumbo bow, and then she has one in her hair, but then she also has wristlets, and she has anklets, and she has like bows on the side of the dress, So instead of it being, I feel like if you would have taken all the bows away from this, it would have just been her looking really cute in a blue dress, which is kind of like how I feel like Cookie looked, which was very cute in a green dress. But I feel like that if there was some little extra thing, maybe it was bows or polka dots or, or something like that, that could carry it throughout the entire look, then it just adds a little bit more personality to it. I feel like I'm very excited to see Ginger. You know what I mean? I love this. This look is very like French JoJo Siwa.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, very French JoJo Siwa. Very cutesy. It makes me wonder if she's one of those kind of people that is older but acts like she's a complete child, you know? And I feel like that would be really great to see. And like you said, like being able to put a different face to 40 over drag. I am 36. I do not look it, but I am 36 years old. So I am approaching that milestone myself. So it is nice to see more people out there putting more respect on drag and not putting an age limit on it.
Exactly.
I love that I'm the young one.
Oh yeah, by far.
I'm never the young one anymore in these podcasts, and it makes me very happy, honestly. Are we ready for scores for Ginger?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna give her an 80.
I'm going to give her a 95 because I just really love this look. Really love this look.
Yeah, I'm almost at an 80. I'll give her a 79.
I would give her I'd give her a 90.
Work.
I give her a 90. Yeah, I feel like that so far.
Yeah,
she has me excited to see more about her,
Yes.
and she's the first person so far to do that. So I'm like, cool, yeah.
Oh, don't worry. We've got someone coming up.
Ooh, who's
Oh,
next?
yeah.
Who's next?
Keiona
Yeah!
fucking Revlon! Yes! Mother, quite literally.
Goddess of the boot. Well, that's Italy.
So this is Keiona Revlon.
Yeah.
She's 31 from Paris, most notably from the House of Revlon, aka the winners in my mind of season 3 of Legendary. I will say it, and I will say it again.
And I felt it.
I didn't either.
I sure did, and I'll say it again.
Okay. I mean, I really like the winners we got, but
I also love the winners that we got. Let me make that very clear. I love Juicy Couture, but it's Revlon for me.
Fair.
So, yes, Keiona has been a part of the Parisian ballroom scene for 10 years and is now considered a legend. Obviously, was the mother of the House of Revlon, representing on season 3 of Legendary, where they placed third. Her drag name is actually derived from her niece, who was born 2 years before she started drag. And yeah, she is the mother I never had, the sister I always wanted. I have been waiting to discuss Keiona Revlon because I've known that she was allegedly on Drag Race for like 8 months now, and I was just waiting for the time when they would finally drop the cast so I could just scream that Keiona Revlon is on Drag Race, and I'm so fucking excited for her, and she is going to dominate the season. There's no doubt in my mind.
yeah, I did not know she was going to be on. So I was looking at the cast yesterday and it didn't immediately click. I was like writing notes for things to talk about. And then I'm like, wait, I literally put House of Revlon in all caps in my notes with like 3 exclamation marks. Yeah, watch out for her. She's going to be a killer performer. For me, she was always the face of the House of Revlon. She's who I instantly think of when I think of this house. I think she's going to do well.
Not since Naomi Smalls have there been more of a baby oiled and greased goddess that is going to walk across the RuPaul's Drag Race runway.
Yep.
When I tell you this entity is just beyond. She's just beyond. She is. She gives me So It Amuse vibes, which also, mini spoiler alert, I didn't watch all of Drag Race France, but I did watch the first episode.
Okay.
So So I was obsessed with Sword of Muse, but then I followed like the story of like what happened throughout the season, even though I didn't watch it, and I heard what happened, and I was not happy. So that was also making me not really go back and watch it, because I'm like, no, I did my girl dirty, but whatever. But she gives winner energy. She does. She gives top 4 energy. She already gives finale energy, and I feel like that's not even with her ballroom background intact. She just has a presence that you see her, and she just looks full of life, but also like entrancing, where you're like, ooh, who are you? Like she's one of those neck breaker kind of queens where you're like, oh my god, who was that? Like I saw also too I think what is his name? Deshaun Wesley, who was the host, the commentator on Legendary, had posted on Twitter congratulating Keiona making it on Drag Race, and also saying, at least this way we know there will be no no-ging on season 2 of Drag Race France. I found that very funny. Yeah. But I'm excited for her. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for her. Second girl from Drag Race to kind of cross over into the Legendary sphere, or vice versa. I guess since Asha was the first one. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say second queen now to be on both, with Aja LaBeija and Keiona Revlon.
Lana, what do you think?
Oh, let me tell you what I think. I have been quiet for a reason. I wanted you all to get out your excitement. I wanted to step back and let you have your moment, because I know you're excited. But now it's my turn to get, because
go for it.
Anybody who knows, anybody who's seen me on any podcast that I've ever done in my entire life knows that I say the same thing every time. Yep. I always root for everybody Black. That will never change. That is not changing. It will always be that. But when I was getting this stuff together for this podcast, and this picture came across my screen, I literally let out a gasp. I was like, who is this? Not familiar with Keiona. Did not watch Legendary, so I was not familiar. And I was like, who's this? So I just looked for a minute. I stopped and I just stared at the picture for a while. And I was like, I am in love with this person right here on my screen. I don't know who she is. I don't know how she does. I don't know how she performs. And you know what? I don't care. I just got excited. And then when David was told me, oh, this is somebody who we know, who we all excited about, I was like, I understand. I get it. Something about her presence. And Eve, you said it. Something about her presence just snatched it from my soul and made me pay attention to her. And I was like, okay. I don't know who she is, but I'm rooting for her. And I mean, because she's Black, I was going to root for her anyway. But I just love this. I love this look. Everything about this is perfection to me. I already think you know what my score is going to be, but because it's very obvious. But this one right here, my eye is on you, Hundy. It is on you. I cannot wait to see what she is going to bring. And if she is as amazing as you all have said she is, it's making me even more and more excited to watch.
I will say this.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say, I will say this. I to what you were saying earlier, Logan, about Revlon being your winner of Legendary. I won't fully say that I agree with that, but what I will say is this was top 2 material, and we were very robbed of a Juicy Couture and Revlon top 2 finale. Like that to me was. It just seemed like that was what it was going to be. So then when they did get third, I was like, what? I was like, I was like, okay. I need to see more from these people. I need to see more from them. And so like, this is just, butterflies. I'm happy.
Well, and I love Yoji Yamamoto as well. Like the top 3 was it for me personally. Mm-hmm. I do agree with you. Revlon should have been top 2, but that's a conversation for if we ever decide to cover Legendary, which I would love to, despite it no longer being on HBO. But
I probably shouldn't get myself in trouble, but I thought it was a perfect top 2.
Lana, I have some homework for you. I'm gonna send you some videos of House of Revlon. I just need you to just entertain yourself one of these nights before the season starts and just enjoy the House of Revlon, but specifically Keiona. Because she is kind of everything. I do love as well. Nunoy was actually in the Philippines recently. I saw Brigading from Drag Race Philippines season 1 was at a ball that was co-hosted by Nunoy Revlon. And so I was like, oh, y'all better work. Like, that's incredible. So I'm very happy to see the House of Revlon very well represented around the world. But yeah, the look, I love this. I think it's so perfect. I have one minor qualm that I don't even really. It's not like a major qualm. I wish the hair was a different. I wish the hair was a different shade of green.
Yeah,
but
that's my exact issue.
I don't mind it because it ties into the makeup, and she did a very good job of tying it into the makeup. I do also wish the hair was a little bit bigger, but that's not Keiona's style, so I'm not gonna. For me, I would have made the hair a little bit bigger, but for Keiona and for her face shape specifically, I think this wavy, more flat hair looks very, very good on her.
Yeah, that's a unit. She's got that baby installed. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the shape of the hair, but yeah, with that forest green outfit, I would have liked a darker green for the hair.
Oh, I would have gone mint green.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could work too. But honestly, this color, like, I associate it with like those bachelorette parties, those wigs that they wear. It's like that same color.
Yes, I am familiar. I was like, of course, I don't know what you're talking about, but yes, I am.
This looks way better than those wigs.
Oh, of course.
I think the color is just like a little triggering for me, but she still looks great. I love the straps everywhere, even going around her legs. I really like that part. It gives a little bit of kink, just a bit. But yeah, she looks so gorgeous here. And if you look at her Instagram, she looks very gorgeous. Like, a lot of her looks are understated. She doesn't do like a ton of extravagant looks on her Instagram, but they're also like sexy, sleek, and gorgeous, especially her face and that body.
Yeah, I feel like she's gonna be one of the beauty girls of like this season, where you just like she's gonna walk in and people are gonna be like, shit, she is gorgeous. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Like Willem said, now I have to be the funny one, kind of a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. I do disagree a little bit. I think if her hair was the same color as her dress, being a dark-skinned woman, you have to stay away from darker, like the darkest of the. You don't want it to mesh well with your tones, and I feel like if she had that forest green hair, it'll blend. It'll like drown her out or blend. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like that pop of color.
It brightens her face up.
Right, it brings her face up.
That's
the
fair.
melanin in her is popping. So if she had a darker, it'll look like she's just fading into the background, especially that green background that they have behind her.
Oh, good point.
You don't want her to fade into that background. That's the only thing I would say why that green works, that color works for this look. But
yeah, I say I don't have a problem with the green hair either. 2 reasons. One, because this like style of bright but like natural lace front hair, whatever, is kind of like Keiona's signature kind of thing. I don't know if you guys remember from Legendary, a lot of the times when they would have like them doing interviews or rehearsals and stuff like that, like her hair was very much like a lot of different kind of pop colors that were like this, like orange or pink or something like that. So this seems for me like very on brand for Keiona. Like I said, with them going, okay, we'll give you green. She was like, okay, well, this is Keiona's version of green. I can see this being like working for her. I see where you guys are talking about with it almost looking like that plasticky, like bridesmaid, like that fluorescent pink wig kind of look to it. But I think that I think lends itself to styling. I feel like that it's styled very well for her, so that it doesn't look that bad. Because it could, I feel like, look like that cheap.
True.
But it still, for me, and especially too, it almost gives me like a hip hop vibe, like
Okay.
almost makes me think of like Lil Kim, kind of, when she did like the
Ooh,
pops of
yeah.
like the different color hair, you know what I mean? And a lot
Mhm.
of the rap girls, a lot of the black rap girls do a lot of like fluorescent natural hair colors and stuff like that, like fluorescent colors for natural hair textures, I guess I'll say. So like this is what I kind of get that from this too, is almost she's being like, I'm Keiona and I'm black as hell, and I'm like, I love it.
Now I'm wondering how many licks does it take?
Ooh.
Sorry, I won't get it.
I love it. I mean, overflowing, period. Done. End of story. Done.
You already know. Overflowing, full, flowing, poured out. Oh.
David.
Okay, then I'm going to sound like the bad guy. Still love this, and an 86 is a very good score for me. So she's getting an 86.
She's like 100,
Overflowing.
extra credit, all of that.
I love it.
All of that. She turned
Yeah.
in all the assignments early,
On
not even on time.
Uh-huh.
Early.
Not only did she understand the assignment, she turned them all in early.
She said, I read that syllabus
I read
the first day.
I knew better.
Yep. She did that. She did her summer reading. She came to school ready.
She had her assignments ready by halfway through the semester. She was done with everything.
And thankfully, she's not the only Black queen this season, so I think we'll get better treatment for our queens of color.
Exactly.
Thank God.
Yay!
Let us hope.
Justice for Sora the Muse.
Truly. Because next up, another queen of color, thank the Lord above. This is Kitty Space. She is 27 from Lyon. She is of Vietnamese descent. She's been doing drag for about 4 years. She's a professional stylist, so she has a lot of expertise with makeup and with styling looks. She also uses her art to highlight Asian culture and to fight stereotypes, specifically Asian stereotypes throughout France. So I'm thrilled. I am obsessed with this look. And specifically, however the hell she made this hair, or whoever made this hair, props to you, mama, because this is incredible. Just
eating with this hair is this
Keiona is my number one, but honestly, Kitty might be my number two. I'm gonna be honest.
This whole silhouette, everything about this is so good. Like I don't even know where to start with how good this look is. Like, and it's red, my favorite. I love red. I love anything red. So just like I'm dying. I'm gagging. She's just so she just looks good. Yeah, somebody else talk because I have no words. Yeah. I have no words.
Well, I have a lot to say about her because I do like her a lot. I did look through her Instagram quite a bit, and she brings fashion. Like, she's got a lot of really good looks on there, and she's got great makeup. She does a lot of unique things with her eye makeup that I think is going to really make her stand out. And it's cool that we finally have some, I know it's only 2 seasons, but we have some Asian representation this season, which I'm excited about. And I think she's going to be bringing a lot of extravagant looks. This wig is kind of giving me like the type of wigs we saw in season 1 from like Cam Hugh. So like, I don't know. There's something about the French queens. They're like, we're going to bring wigs you've never seen on any Drag Race franchise. So I really like that wig. She also seems like she's a very funny queen. So I'm hoping she's well-rounded, and that's going to push her ahead in the competition. I am very excited about Kitty Space.
So, Miss Kitty Cat Space. So, for Miss Kitty Cat Space, I would say the hair, I'm loving the outfit. I think is very sleek. I can't tell, are the gloves attached to the outfit or are they like just red gloves and red sleeves?
I think it's attached to the.
Okay, okay. I'm loving that as well. And I feel like that I can something about this, I feel like even with you not saying that she's of Vietnamese descent, I still feel that there's a hint of Asian culture in like I guess I'd say like the details of this look, like the pointing of the shoulders and just the way that it's cut almost makes me think of like robe, kind of like geisha. And especially with the hair too, the hair being very like almost like ceremonial, like it's a crown kind of a thing. I like it. I like that a lot.
Like it's a Chinese temple.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like a temple. Oh,
Yeah.
so beautiful.
I'm getting fireworks from the hair too, kind of.
That too.
I feel like that we haven't seen anyone with hair like this or along this style, or I guess I'd say this creative since like US wise, I would say, since like when Simone came out.
I was gonna say Simone.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I feel like that I'm seeing a lot of this. I feel like I'm seeing with a lot of wigs, a lot of those swooped wigs that have like 5 or 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 different swoops that are all rhinestoned. That's like the new drag wig trend, and they're all hard as rocks. Like those are so it gets refreshing when you get to see hair that doesn't have rhinestones in it. You're like, okay, this is different.
It's very nice. It's a nice change of pace, I'll be honest.
No, nice was Ginger.
I see what you did there.
Sorry, bringing it back to that joke. But I do think, going back to what Eve said about Cookie Kunty, Cookie also had kind of an open chest area there, but we got that necklace here, which is really like framing the chest a bit more. I think it's a nice touch on there. So
even that, and I think, are those earrings? They're like very long earrings too.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
longer, like draped earring.
Yeah, I feel like that helps to to keep the consistency of the color story throughout the entire thing, because I think that was the issue with Cookies is like you really didn't see any earring, any necklace, or anything here. So it was just like all of this green and then a break, and then But I feel like that she was able to continue that color story, because I feel like if she didn't have the necklace or the earrings there, it would look too bare.
Yeah. Agreed.
She went for every little detail. Like there's so much, like even the little gems around her pasty, like you can tell she thinks about every tiny detail. So
I love queens like that though. I love that.
I love that.
Me too.
Scores.
Oh.
Here we go.
Yes.
My cup is full for Kitty.
Full. Like, come on. What can you say? This look is everything.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this look. I'm gonna give her 92.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Better than Keiona?
I like it better than Keiona.
Oh. I would say I give her a 95. Because I feel like that as well, like I was saying, not anything against Cookie. This is not a Cookie bashing segment. I promise you. I want to go ahead and preface that. I bet you Cookie is an amazing, lovely person. I promise you in maybe like 2 years or so, she'll probably end up at Roscoe's in Chicago and I'll do a shot with her. She seems great. But given off of first impressions from their looks, I feel like that this is as well more on par with what we're used to seeing with Drag Race girls when it comes to their promo looks of being like, boom, this is me. This is, this almost gives me something that she could have worn as an entrance look to walk into the workroom.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see what her entrance look is now. Like, oh my God.
Right. And and I feel like that's another excitement that I get from her and that I also got from Ginger. Yeah, that I didn't really get from Cookie that much, where I feel like that Cookie is gonna come in a like almost like how Jujubee said on All Stars, like she works at the mall. I feel like that's kind of how she's gonna walk in. Like she'll look really pretty and clean, but it might be a little mall wear. Like this is gonna be drag. And I'm like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody should go check out her Instagram. She's about like in the middle as far as followers go, but I think she has some of the best looks of this whole cast.
Okay.
Come on, Miss Mami Watta. I love it. She's 24. She's originally from the Ivory Coast, but she is now a law student living in Saint Denis. She is also part of the House of La Dure, which is the first French ballroom house. And obviously, her drag name comes from the African goddess Mami Watta. Period. What is there to say about this?
Those legs. Those legs.
The legs.
The legs. My God.
She looks like she could be related to Kiara from Candace.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I could see that.
I could see them as like drag sisters or something. Kind of. I feel like their aesthetic is very similar, and I feel like this with Mommy's going back to Keiona's hair. This is another instance of what I feel like that Keiona was kind of giving was that 90s pop color, black, like very pro-black girl hair, like almost very Babsy, very.
I was about to say that.
Yeah,
She could also
very,
be hanging with Sharon Dion and Clueless.
very, exactly,
Very,
exactly along that too. Yeah, she does give me like if Clueless had like there was a school, like an inner city school in the like Clueless sphere. She went to like
I
the
want that
more
spin-off.
urban version.
No, she's a foreign exchange student in the Clueless universe.
Yeah, I can see that too. Does not know a word of English.
Nope, but she
And
doesn't.
literally only speak.
So
She speaks in straight. She speaks in straight French, and then she giggles, and that's all she says.
But she's so fashionable and fabulous that nobody cares. She can't speak English. They just want to be around her because she looks amazing.
She automatically became popular the minute she walked into school and didn't know a person.
Yep.
And didn't know a person.
And this is where, and I don't want to make this into a cookie bashing segment, but this is where, like you were talking about earlier, Eve, with wanting like a purse or wanting some sort of accessory. This is where Mami Watta has the purse, and it's in both photos. She's using it, and it's only elevating the look. I love.
She's selling the garment. It's very editorial, like America's Next Top Model.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is an ANTM level, like final photo.
This is here's your best shot. Yeah, this is like here's your best shot. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
If I had a body that looked like that, I would wear outfits that look like that every day. You would never see me in real clothes. Like I would never wear a pair of pants because my legs will have to show every day. I would always wear crop tops because my midriff is killer. And that would be me. You'd be like, do you ever wear clothes? I'm like, absolutely not. This is what are you talking about? Why? I look like this. So she's gorgeous.
She's very much, as they say in the ballroom community, she's very bangy. She seems very, very French bangy, like very hood girl.
Okay, teach me
like
steps of the day. All right.
Yes.
Teach me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to have another ballroom queen on here, and I do not want to see it, but I kind of want to see it.
I was thinking the same.
You want to see them both at the bottom?
I kind of want to see that lip sync, as long as it's a double chanté.
Put this in the universe, however, I would like to see it.
Yeah, just like Monique. But
no, I want to see them. I want to see them in the top 2 lip sync.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I'm about to say later on in the season, later on, much later.
Or I mean, I feel like that I've noticed that Drag Race has started. I mean, I think Espana's really just has done it recently, but some of the international seasons have been kind of piggybacking off of the format of how like past seasons of US Drag Race and stuff went. So it would be really great if we got a Lollapalooza.
Oh yeah.
And then just had all the girls lip sync. Like I feel like that's one part of the new like iterations of what's going on with Drag Race that I actually am happy for, because I feel like that the only time that you would ever get a chance to see them lip sync is when they're about to go home. And I was kind of like, well, no, I still want to be able to see what they can do, and if they're great, let them stay, kind of a thing. So like it would be cool if they had like a lip sync challenge in the season, where that way we got to see a little bit of everyone's stage capabilities, or if they even did it like how they do a lot of the first episodes and make it a talent show.
There we go.
Sure, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to mention her Instagram. It's probably the most limited amount of photos of anybody in this cast. But what I did see, I saw a real creative eye. So I'm excited about that. I hope she has some really creative looks she brought. And she also knows how to do like painted with Raven type of makeup on her face. So that would be really cool if we get if she has the time to do it. I know you only have so many hours that you can work on your look. So I do think she's not one of the most polished with her looks, but I don't think that really matters. Like, I don't think everybody who went far last season was that polished, but I still love them.
I was gonna say full T. I love her to death. Neither was Soa.
Right? Neither was Lolita. But I'm excited about her, and I do like this look. It's not the most extravagant, but it's really cute. And she pulled off yellow very well.
Drag Race does have a history of judging everyone's, I guess I say, cleanliness of their drag on a different scale if they're able to deliver something else, like a lot of charisma or something like that. I mean, once again, referencing her, love her to death, but Jujubee is like for me personally, it has some of the most basic tastes when it comes to like drag, like just really showing off her drag. Her drag is just very, very approachable, and not a shady way to say that, but in a little bit of a shady way to say that. It's like, I feel like I can buy it, and I don't want to feel like I can buy everything you own, but Jujubee's like inner charisma and everything is something that no one can buy. You know what I mean? And so she could end up being one of those girls that maybe she gets a little dinged on like her looks or aesthetic, but they do still let her go on because she might be just like a powerhouse runway girl or, you know, or something like that.
And I was going to say, look at last season of France, Soa de Muse. Like, that's exactly what happened. Like, Soa's looks were not always 100% there, but her runway walk was so killer, and she just has that natural charisma to where I could see Mami falling into a similar boat.
Almost like a taste.
A little bit. It's very convenient that we're only referencing black fashion girls, but I mean that is kind of the blueprint. A little, I would say, of Naomi Smalls as well in her first season, like a little bit of like.
But she's somebody that if she doesn't end up winning, I would be very happy to see her in a couple of years on like an All Stars or something, and see like another level up of this.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm gonna give Mami Watta a 95.
I would give her a 96 because she's giving me my Tweety Bird fantasies.
Nice. I'm gonna give her a sensible 74.
I am going to give her a 95 as well. Like I said, I love the like baps and like that's very 90s blackness about this. Very like, hello, I'm here. Even with the first one, even the first picture that's like this in motion of her walking, there's still just so much power of her being on one leg. I'm like,
it's very nice, lean against the wall with your foot up pose. Like, yes, girl. Like,
it probably is. If we're being honest, like it probably is.
Yeah, I
probably is just her foot up. But that's still so badass.
I love it.
Like, it's a tip like when you're a teenager in the 90s and somebody say, let's take a picture, and it's this nice big wall or graffiti wall behind you. First thing you do
at the club or something. Put your foot up or you put that arm up. One of the two.
You take it to the side. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Please don't live my teenage life.
Yes. Next up is Moon. Just Moon. Just Moon. It's Moon. She's 31. So she is originally from Geneva, Switzerland. So she is the first Swiss contestant on a Drag Race franchise. So good on you, gal. She's been doing drag for about 6 years, most notably in Switzerland, but she does also perform throughout Iceland, Kosovo, the UK, and France, specifically in Grenoble. She is also our trans woman of the season. Thank you.
Word.
And she says that she releases all her creativity in performances that mix fashion, painting, and lip sync. So she seems like, just from this description, and I did take a look at her Instagram, and it is very, I know David has a lot to talk about with the Instagram, so I'll let you do all of that. But she is a very well-rounded artist. And it seems like she kind of balances that European style of drag that we've seen a lot throughout the European franchises with kind of the influence of American lip syncing style, is what it seems like to me. I'm very excited for Moon.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. As you mentioned, the Instagram Moon, I think, might be my favorite catalog of Instagram looks. Like, there's some really, really good looks, and it's diverse too. And you know what's really cool? Like, I told Logan about this earlier, but Moon, I think, from what I could tell on the Instagram, has an alternate drag persona called Sun, and it's like a drag king type of artist.
Wow.
So you can go.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
So
go
this
look
is
at
a
her Instagram.
full-rounded drag artist.
I love that. I love that. Little known fact: Eve the Bunny has a drag king counterpart as well,
Ooh.
named Adam the Rabbit.
Word.
Hey, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Whoa.
You
Uh-oh.
fucking word.
Yes, yes. He debuted last year, so I'm very
Word.
down
love
for her
that.
now with that.
But even her makeup skills, like, she gives like hungry type of looks. You know, Hungry the Queen, like
Mhm.
that super intricate, like the eyes placed in a weird spot, like so cool. Like, I'm blown away by her, and she kind of gives me, like, in the face, she's reminding me of Piche, who was on Drag Race Belgique. So I'm really excited about her. I really like Moon, and this look is very good too. Yeah, I think it's big, it's draggy. It looks like it was probably made by her. I can't say that for sure, but like,
It looks custom.
yeah,
Yeah.
It looks custom.
okay,
So
yes,
yeah, it looks like somebody made it.
but
Is
I
it
do like it.
pants at the bottom, or is it a
It looks like
dress?
pants.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but that's what I
Those
saw.
are pants. They're definitely
They are.
pants.
So it is a split in the middle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With her, for me, I feel like I'm interested in her. I like the headpiece. I feel like this is another instance that kind of worked out for Moon and for Keiona, where the hair not being so ridiculously big kind of worked in their favor with their face shape. Because her hair seems like it's a little bit I won't say flatter, I'll say more natural looking. You know what I mean? Not like quote unquote it's a wig. But I feel like that's also something I feel like that I've noticed a lot from previous trans contestants on other seasons of other international franchises. Is a lot of the times I won't say a lot of the times, I'll say half of the time they're in what looks like an actual wig, and then I feel like the other half of the time I think it's a lot of the hairstyles look more natural as opposed to more draggy. So I feel like this is kind of almost a good mix, because I feel like I can probably attest to the fact that her hips are probably not real. So like the juxtaposition of like how tiny her waist looks underneath that kind of ruffly thing to make her hips look so wide is like really cool, added with the more naturalness, like, and more, I guess I'd say, less dragness, I guess I'd say, of her face. Her face is stunning. I like this. I like this a lot. I feel like that she almost is going to give me, I feel like I randomly want to say Gottmik. I feel like that when it comes to what she reminds me of Gottmik with, it's that I feel like that they are someone that's really going to push their drag. Like they're not going to, like no disrespect to any other drag entertainer or any trans drag entertainer. I'm a trans drag entertainer myself. But I do feel like that there are some trans drag entertainers that very much go like heavy old school drag, heavy paint, big hair, big makeup, big jewels. And there are a lot of trans entertainers that go for a more natural route. And I feel like she's going to be one that's going to be pulling out more of the drag stops. And so I'm kind of interested to see that.
She reminds me a little bit of Dakota Schiffer in the face and in the hair. When you were bringing up the more natural style of hair, my mind immediately... That's what I was thinking of, but then also at the same time, that's why I kind of went back to Gottmik, because I was like, I wouldn't see Dakota wearing anything like this. You know what I mean? Dakota's style is one of those people that I would say is like, as one of the trans entertainers who her drag was just very pretty, clean, concise, you know, and just, you know, good for her.
Still
it wasn't
love her.
like over the, yeah, absolutely. But it wasn't over the top. I love Dakota Schiffer, but yeah, it wasn't over the top. Like I almost
that's not drag I'm never gonna do myself, because that's just not what I do. But like, also I will say the outfit, she did not make it.
Okay.
I did look it up. It is made by Amorphos on Instagram. So good on you.
Cool.
Also, I looked at
it's made by somebody. Yeah,
it's made by somebody, and it's made very well. Also, in the close-up photo on Instagram, I believe it is actually a high-low skirt. It's not pants.
It's not pants?
Oh.
No, it doesn't look like pants. It looks like just a high-low skirt.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from that first picture the way that she's turned if that crease in the middle was just like where the fabric was folding, or if it was a split.
It's just a crease where her knee is, unfortunately.
That makes sense.
Okay.
It would have been great as pants.
Honestly,
I would have loved it if it was pants.
I would have. Yeah, I just looked at it again. It's definitely skirt.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to hold that against her.
No, I still love the look.
I love this look. If it was pants, I would have just been like, oh, of this one. But it's a skirt. It's cute. I still love the look. She looks fabulous.
Yeah.
She looks fabulous. Scores, because we talked a lot about her. She's gorgeous.
We talk a lot. Period. I'm gonna give Moon a 90.
I would say a 90 is good too for me.
I am going to go with an 83.
Oh.
I am going to go with an 85.
Work. Next is Piche. She is...
Oh, my God. Matthew Anderson, who?
Conchita versed who? No, I'm kidding. I love Conchita. I absolutely love Conchita. Actually, she's just going by Conchita now. There's no last name anymore. It's just Conchita. 26 from Arles, I believe is how you say the name of the city. So she is a singer, dancer, and actress who has walked for Gautier in 2018. Which is actually where she discovered drag, playing, funny enough, Conchita's lookalike in the Gautier show that he did that year. She is of Algerian origin, so this is another Algerian queen on the season after La Kahena last season. And her style plays with gender constructs, mixing ultra feminine and ultra masculine. And is currently part of the Phantasma Circus Erotica show in France. So,
yeah, and do yourself a favor, everyone. Go look her up on Instagram, because in and out of drag, very good looking. Yeah, could be like one of the best looking people ever to be on it.
Respectfully, they're hot as fuck.
Very true.
And something told me, I didn't even like I said, don't know anything about any of these people except for Keiona. But when you heard my reaction when they came up on the screen, it was one of those kind of things where, and I will say this, I'm a proud, ooh, yeah. See, so I am a proud I'll restrict my language. Clown associator. We use another
I don't
term
care, darling.
for that. Clown fucker. That's
Right.
what they call them.
Right.
But basically, that's a drag queen who dates and is interested in other drag queens. I am very much, not only a client of that fraternity, I'm also the president. So, so it was one of the first things that I thought when they came up on the screen is I was like, I bet they look so attractive out of drag. And for you guys to automatically just be like, oh yeah, by the way, they're super hot out of drag. I was like, I knew it.
By the
Something
way,
about them
yes.
is just, yeah. Something about their son. Like I said, Matthew Anderson, who it's just, they're like, I'm not even looking that close up at their makeup, and their eyes and face are so well pronounced and well done. It almost looks photoshopped.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, it is a photo, so I mean, there is some editing that's been done to it. But we also thought the same thing about Crystal Versace, and then we were like, oh wait, no, her face actually just looks like that. So
actually, she's just incredibly talented and so fucking young.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like if Piche walks into the workroom and face and everything looks like this, I might fall in love very quickly.
Great.
I love this flamenco kind of like ruffle like situation with the dress. It's giving me can. It's giving me like, it's just like windy Parisian day. She's just out, skipping along the sand and the wind is blowing and the rose petals are. It's a full story with just a dress and a wig. She's already giving me a full story, and I'm already invested. I love it.
Yeah, she's come a long way from being the first eliminated from Dragula.
Oh, shut up.
Sorry, that's Piche. My bad. No, but I do think we're gonna get some really cool, like female, male, androgynous looks from her, like all across the board. Like if you look at her Instagram, you're not just seeing one person. She does all kinds of looks. It's almost kind of like Joffrey from Italia season 2. But I don't know. I'm pretty excited about her. And I will be honest, in the past, I have not been the most excited about bearded queens. And I know, Logan, I'm sorry. But my mind has been changed. There was a queen named Danny Beard who I had kind of written off. But she totally proved me wrong. So I'm gonna I'm gonna keep my eye a little bit more on these bearded queens. So
it makes me so happy that at least European Drag Race franchises are accurately casting bearded queens as an aspiring bearded queen myself. That's just like, it makes me so happy. Danny is such a big inspiration of mine personally. Honestly, my three big drag inspirations are Danny Beard, Lucy Stool, and Sherry Vine. Like, if you could just put them all in a blender, that's what I want to do. So love.
Yeah, Lucille's Chicago's shining gem as of right now, and she is somebody that, like, if I feel like, honestly, if she was to make it on Drag Race, she would easily make the finals, because I feel like that she is very funny and charismatic, but also very fashionable and very risky when it comes to like what she wants to do with drag. And I feel like that it would fit the Drag Race mold really well, because she wouldn't go there and give them the one type of thing that they think that they would get from her. She would always try to change stuff up. And so I feel like that she could be a good representative. And I agree with you. I feel like that I'm getting happier, and not agree. Take that back. I agree with you. Not on the fact that I had an issue with bearded kings or queens, not that, but I do agree that I appreciate. Yes, I was like, let me clarify. But I am happy that I'm getting to see more visibility when it comes to bearded drag and just alternate forms of drag on Drag Race, as opposed to everything being kind of pretty cookie cutter pageant, or where it seems like it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum, where they're like, we just want you to be almost to Dragula, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Piche. I feel like that it's like pretty. Just very pretty. Very, very pretty.
Yep. I want to talk about her all day, but we just cannot. I'm gonna give her a 96, and Lana gives this look an 80 from the Beyond.
Okay. I do like this look. It is a lot of like tulle. So I want to see something with more shape than this. But this does, I don't know why, this kind of reminds me of the dancer from Greece, the girl that's like trying to dance with Danny Zuko. But let me give this a 70.
I would give this a 95. One, because of the fact that she's very attractive, but two, also as well because of the the dress in itself for me, I feel like makes me think that she might be one of the fashion girls. So I'm a fashion girl when it comes to drag myself too. So it also just makes me just excited to see like what else she'll wear on like the runway or what she'll wear to like enter into the workroom with. So I'll give her a 95.
Work. Next up is the first part of our duo competing separately on this season. We had Sugar and Spice. Now we have childhood best friends, one of which is Punani, 32 from Paris. We'll be talking about Rose here in a second, but they are a drag duo. They've been childhood best friends. They've been doing drag for just over 10 years now. So they are the most established queens of the season. It's them, and then I believe it is Kunty have been doing drag for the longest. So they've, as a duo, they've become a staple in Parisian fashion and on social media. Punani's style specifically is inspired by horror B movies, the 80s, and mixes pop culture, irony, and extravagance in outfits and performances. And then outside of drag, they've actually been a very recognized photographer for over 10 years throughout French and international press.
So. Yeah. For me, the first thing that I thought of was like Anita and Kita from Drag Race Down Under. I feel like they're similar to that type of duo. I do think with Anita and Kita, they had obvious physical differences that made them very easy to distinguish from each other. I'm hoping that Punani and Rose are able to do something so that they really stand apart from each other. But speaking of Punani just now, I really like the B horror inspiration. I love me some B horror movies. And I think that she is probably going to do well. When I said earlier that Cookie was technically the third most followed queen on Instagram, that was because Punani and Rose share an Instagram and they're number one. So they're technically number 1 and 2 tied. But yeah, this look is pretty good. I think she's probably going to bring out some better looks if her Instagram has anything to do with it. And a lot of the looks on the Instagram looks like they were not cheap. So I think we're going to see some serious coin paid by Punani and Rose on their looks.
Okay, so first thing for me, I'm still trying to get over the fact that her name is Punani.
I love
it. Just because of the fact that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I remember as a kid, like, long story, but yeah. Anyway, a old slang word for vagina back in the hood. So I think it's very funny that her name is Punani. I'm like, what, Punani? Okay. Also, at the same time, I feel like that even if you wouldn't have told me, something about her aesthetic and how she's even posed in her picture makes me think that she has something to do with runway or fashion or something like that. That, like I said, always makes me happy. because I'm like, ooh, yay, that means I feel like she's going to be somebody that's going to give us really great looks or really great moments when it comes to the runways and like entrances and stuff. Even with her, this look here, even though I think it's a little subdued, I like that it has interesting places for your eye to go, like the pant leg and then the cape on the side and then the gloves and then like the neck kind of scarf situation that goes down over the shirt. I like it. It feels like it has layers to it, and it makes me interested to see more about her. And I do see the B horror movie reference too with the makeup. I feel like that it almost gives like a Nosferatu vibe.
A little bit. I
A
definitely
little
got
bit.
that as well.
No.
Yeah,
Cute.
I really enjoy this. Purple is my favorite color, so I am biased.
That purple punani.
Yes, come on, Purple Punani. No, I think the way that this garment is constructed is so fun, and then the way she's modeling it is very, very nice. I love this like split pant leg. It's asymmetrical, but in a different way. It's kind of like doubly asymmetrical, where you're getting these like really nice diagonals forming just from everything, and then in the modeling itself, creating these diagonals with her arms. Having the one leg out forward, like she clearly knows what she's doing, and you can tell that she's been doing this for a very long time, and not only can be in front of the camera but can be behind the camera, and you see that in just these two photos alone. You can tell that she has all of that experience.
She makes me think of, she's a model. Like she gives me model vibes. Yeah.
It's like when Tyra Banks was trying to be a photographer, but like Punani is actually a photographer.
Right. I would say almost like another America's Next Top Model shoot kind of look too.
A little bit,
also gives that like, it also gives one of those like, this was your best photo of the week kind of look to it with the posing and everything.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Punani a 95 for the look. Lana from the Beyond says that she's a sucker for a pantsuit, and purple is also her favorite color. She's giving this a 90. Just kidding, Lana's here. I just said everything.
Hey.
I meant every word of that. Yeah,
Okay.
I love a pantsuit.
The more I look at it, the more I see things to like about it. So you all have talked me higher than what I initially was going to give. I'll give her 79.
I'll give her a 90. I'm very interested to see what happens with Punani, especially because there is this running theme when it comes to Drag Race, and if they have people come in as like a group or a team or something, that there is going to be some kind of split up at some point.
Yeah.
So I wonder is which one's going to drop off first, or this could end up being the first season where the duo ends up making top two. So.
Because I was going to say, in the duos that we've had before, one of them goes early and one of them makes it decently far, all things considered.
I'll say I have my eye on one that I think is going to go further, but I don't want to give anything away because we're going to draft.
I also have my eye on one that I think is going to go further, but maybe we'll save that for the draft at the end.
Yes.
We decided we are going to do a draft. So let's talk about Rose, the other half of Rose and Punani. Also 32, shocker. Also from Paris, shocker. She's actually a psychologist during the day, so has a day job. And so Rose's drag style is very influenced by theater. She was a theater performer until the age of 22. She's a comedy queen, using her acting talents in viral social media sketches. And she is a very big advocate for charity work. She works with organizations that are close to her heart, with causes close to her heart, including AIDS and Alzheimer's support. So
Beautiful gown.
Beautiful gown.
Beautiful gown.
Beautiful gown, and yet I don't love the hair with this. I like the hair.
I'm confused by it. Style-wise, I'm trying to make out how it goes. Does it make a rose in the front of her hair? Is that what I'm seeing?
believe so.
Oh, yeah.
Does
can
it
see
like
that.
swirl to the front and make like a rose in the front, and then kind of all the rest of it swoops back? It looks very big in the back.
Yeah. She's giving David Bowie.
I was about to say the
Yes,
exact same
That
yes,
was the first thing, especially
exactly.
in the hair and the makeup. Honestly, I don't know if
Mhm.
that was an inspiration for this specifically.
This is very Ziggy Stardust.
It is it is absolutely.
It's also kind of giving me Rosé's promo look.
Yeah, I
A
was
little
going to
bit.
say that too.
Mhm.
Almost with like how simple it is, because I feel like
Yeah.
that was something too with Rosé, other than her having ruffles on every other thing that she wore. Is like her looks were very like it's a dress and some gloves. You know what I mean? Or it's like this gives me like Cookie.
Mhm.
I'm just like
Well,
I kind of feel like I wish I had another accessory or something other than just
okay.
the dress and the gloves.
I think the earrings help because those go so low. They drape on her shoulders and clavicle. But I do think, like, even if this is a somewhat simple silhouette, I think it's still very pretty and it looks like it's ready for any red carpet. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care what it is, she's on that red carpet. And I also like how the red is just really popping against that very pale skin of hers. It's just adding a good contrast there. I like this a lot.
For me, I feel like this is like when I was saying how Keiona understood the assignment and turned it in early. I feel like she turned this in on time.
Okay.
Like she was like, "Here we go. You know,
Sure.
it's due at 12 o'clock. Here it is at 12:01. Like it's correct and everything, but I'm missing a beat from this look.
I'm underwhelmed a little bit by this look. It's pretty. I when you said beautiful gowns, it was definitely beautiful gowns, just how
Beautiful
Rika put
gowns.
it. Like it's nothing special, it's nothing phenomenal, but it's not ugly. It's not any, she understood the assignment. It's like she understood the assignment, but she gave just enough to get a passing grade. Just
She's
enough.
not getting extra credit for this.
No
She's not
extra
getting extra credit
credit.
for this.
She
Yeah.
didn't turn it in early. She didn't do anything extra to make it like she didn't bedazzle it or nothing. She just
She used a number 2 pencil,
and turned it
Ticonderoga.
in
Yep.
Yeah.
and turned it
Yeah.
in. She didn't use no color
On the
pencils.
little
Nothing.
Scantron.
Right. It's very basic. It's cute,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right. I wish,
It's
and
not.
for me too, with her name being Rose. Is it Rose or Rose? It's Rose.
It's Rose.
Rose. With her name being Rose, I know it can be kind of sticky and kind of pitchy, but if you even were given that color, I wish you would have added more roses in somewhere. I feel like I would have loved it if I would have saw maybe a headpiece that was roses, or even a couple more roses in the hair, or maybe some roses training on the dress, or maybe if the entire dress was red and was printed like a rose, or something like that. But it's almost like
Oh, if it was this dress, but in like a printed rose velvet fabric.
yes,
Absolutely.
that would be something different, and it would also be signature for her being Rose, and it would fit with the fact that she got the color red. But I feel like it's like they almost kind of gave you too many gimmies, and all you did was just give them a regular red dress.
Right. Even if she was just like some petals, like coming
For
off
sure.
hair, or it just needed something else.
Or even the earring. I wish the earring was like a rose.
If the earrings were roses, or like thorns, or like if she had a brooch,
Sure.
or
Also,
something.
I think I just
A
got their
rose
dress.
bag. She needed just to have a rose bag.
A bag that was the shape of a rose.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just thought about it.
No, you're fine. I think I just got their drag names, and I'm mad that it took me that long to get it.
I don't get it.
Isn't it Rosebud and Punani? Like, is that what we're thinking of here?
So it's like vagina and butt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was
Well,
like,
then
they
I
both
feel bad
vagina
for
jokes?
her.
Okay.
I know. Well, it's just Rose, so it's fine.
It
as
makes
far
me think
as
of Rose like lips, like
Oh, sure.
Lips.
Okay, we'll go with that instead.
Mm-hmm.
That's much better. We'll go with that instead. For me, it's perfectly average. It's well constructed, but I'm going to be giving it an average score, so it'll be a 70.
Ooh.
Lana.
60.
Okay. Well, I guess I like this more than you two. Based on this being the only look I've seen on her for the show, it's an 81. If this is what she gives every week, like Alexis Michelle, then it would be lower.
Don't you go there.
It's an 81.
I am going to go along the course of you, Lana, and I'm gonna do a 60 because I guess the one thing that sucks the most about this too is the fact that you told me that her and Punani go as a duo. So now I'm automatically thinking, okay, which one is the better of the two? And now after seeing this, I like Punani more than I like Rose, which doesn't help Rose's case out. So I'd give her a 62.
Yeah.
60 also. She doesn't get those extra 2 points.
Yeah, 60. Our penultimate queen is Sara Forever. I love this name. I fucking love this name. I don't know why. Sara Forever. She is 33, originally from Bordeaux. She's been involved in the world of drag for almost 3 years. She's a performer and choreographer who likes to mix popular culture and experimental worlds together in her drag. And her drag also represents social revenge. She came from a place without gay pride, and where, like, I'm gonna assume she's probably like from a smaller. Bordeaux is a smaller.
She's from the French version of Footloose, child.
Seems like it, honestly. But she wants to show that anyone can follow their dreams no matter where they come from. So, work Sara Forever.
Yep. So earlier in the podcast, I said that the queen with the least amount of followers on Instagram is somebody that I'm really interested in. It is Sara Forever. I think based on looking at her Instagram, she seems to be the weirdo of the group. And I like to see that type of person. Like, she has very strange looks. You can tell that she's very comedy based in what she's going to bring to the stage. Are they the best looking garments? No, probably not, but they're fun. And you can tell she's quirky. So I'm really hoping that that's able to help her kind of slide forward in the competition. She also does some pretty cool looks where she's got like a breastplate, but it's like a male breastplate with abs.
Oh,
I thought it was pretty funny looking because, like, if you see her like regular chest, is like very like flat and
you can see it.
Yeah.
It's very okay.
Yeah, here even with the bow tie, you can tell she's trying to push the boundaries a little bit. Or not bow tie, just tie.
Just tie.
Yep.
Tie. I was gonna comment when you were talking about the ab plate. I guess I would call it, as opposed to like a boob plate, an ab plate. But it's funny because Tenderoni, who's a drag king in Chicago, has one of them too, and we make fun of him for it because he's literally sweating in like a latex vest that covers your entire body.
I love him.
Yeah, that's my brother. I love him to death.
Dearly.
He's very much. It's funny. It's very much one of those people that we both grew up. We say that we both grew up like on the same street on two different ends. Like, I would go hang out at his house. He would come hang out at my house. Yeah. Like like he'd eat soul food at my house. I'd eat Mexican food at his house. That kind of thing. We called each other's mom's mom, like that kind of thing. So, but yeah. Sara Forever. I like this. I like this a lot. I like the shape and the angles that it's giving, especially when it comes down to what looks like this corset that goes into the peplums on the side. I really love how that works in accentuating, not only making the waist look tinier and the hips look more proportioned, but it just makes them not look so straight up and down. I feel like that if they didn't have those peplums on the side, it could look a little like that. Like it's just a bodysuit. I like the mix of the fabrics too. I love the fact that like the pants look like they're made out of like a tool, with like the vest being like a tool, but then everything in the middle is structured. I love that. And the little tie too. This is also another one of those instances where I was talking about having little pieces of things with your drag to complete the whole look. Like I like the
Mhm.
tie and the pink gloves together with it all kind of makes the whole thing a consistent, concise look, even up to the hair. Which the hair is kind of David Bowie-ish to me too, if it was pink.
A little, yeah.
But I like it. I like it. I feel like that they almost not trying to compare every drag entertainer to anyone else that's ever been on Drag Race, but like I wonder if they're going to give me kind of like a milk gender bend kind of situation with their drag. I'd be really interested in that. You know what I mean? Like very heavy on the drag clown, like waka waka waka. We're all in on the joke kind of a thing. I like that drag. So I'm like, I'm excited to see what they do. I think they're going to be another person that probably will come in, walking into the workroom with like some really like shocking, like look, like something that has like a gag to it or something. So like, I'm interested in Sara Forever.
So it looks like it's a legging under the tulle that goes from the waist into the clear pleaser. I just went and looked at it closer on Instagram, and then there's like a tulle,
like pant, like a tulle harem pant.
Yeah, it's like almost like a harem pant, and then you have the tulle over the chest area as well.
I love all the layers of pink, and especially with them all being the same color too. It like I love a monochromatic look. I love a layered monochromatic look.
Same.
I mean, it's giving cotton candy, Princess Jasmine, just
like cotton candy Prince.
Right.
I was gonna say a little like cotton, like gender bend,
cotton candy, gender bendish Jasmine. It's just,
but also David Bowie at the same time.
It's just everything. I think this look is done right. For, like you said, the layered look of all the different pinks and the different fabrics, and then the whiteness of the face with popping off all that paint. It's just so good. And then of course the background behind it. It's just so good that it's like it's sickeningly sweetly too good. Like just too good. And I just want to bite her. Just so delicious.
Yeah,
it again to me looks like a promo that would be on par with one of the U.S. seasons.
True.
Yeah, like this, like I could easily see this being like a U.S. girl.
Yep. You could tell that she wanted to bring something that she knows you haven't seen anything quite like this. And I generally am not the biggest fan of tulle, but she really used it in a limited capacity so that it kind of emphasizes certain parts of the outfit without burying it. So I really appreciate that. And I do get prints, like you said. And I know Lana and I love some prints.
I also do. Thank you very much.
Say, David, remind me to tell you something once we finish.
Okay.
Yeah, I almost feel like that if this entire look was purple instead of pink, it would really give me Prince.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If it was purple, oh my God, stop.
But we needed to have Punani's look in purple, so it's fine. She's giving me detox in the face.
I can see that a little bit.
Especially the photo on the left when it's a little bit more zoomed out. She's giving a little bit of like Detox's angular, like Detox's older makeup where it was a lot more angular.
But I see what you're saying. Yeah. And the nose. The nose is very pronounced in her makeup.
Yeah. Very that. If we're good to go to scores, I'm going to be real honest. My cup is full.
Ooh.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I really do. It's just giving me what I want. And yeah, I'm full.
I'm gonna go with an 83.
I'm gonna say my cup is full too. I won't say that I would say that about too many of the girls that are on this season. I know there are some that I'm just like, okay, I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do, but she's someone that she's someone that I would be rooting for. I'm like, I really want her to do well.
Me too.
Yep. And our last queen is Vespi, aka Scarlett Johansson,
aka Abigail Beverly Hills.
She is 23 from Lille. She is the youngest queen on the season. She's been doing drag for about 3.5 years. The name comes from wasps. I believe that is the French word for wasp.
Yes.
She is a beauty and style queen who is a big disco lover. She's been featured in ad campaigns for MAC and Visa, and also apparently made a guest appearance in Emily in Paris.
Good for her.
Good for
and
her.
looking at her Instagram, you can tell she's very, very, very polished. Which I don't always need my queens to be polished. I mean, I would say that maybe she's a little conventional in some of her looks. So we talked about Dakota Schiffer, and I do love Dakota Schiffer, but she's kind of giving me a little bit more of the, I don't know, basic elements that Dakota sometimes had.
This looks is screaming. I went to the mall and picked this outfit out. I am just.
That's a pretty girl. That's what that is.
Right.
That is a pretty girl.
It's
That's a
not
pretty girl.
giving. I just made it on season 2 of Drag Race France. It's giving.
This giving Old Navy campaign.
Right. Old Navy, yeah, Forever 21 or H&M. I just got this outfit and oops, I'm at a photo shoot. Great. Let me kick my legs up and do this. Like it's really it's bad that we went from where we just came from to her because it looks very underwhelming after what we just saw. And she looks like she's one of the girls in Clueless who's friends with one of the girls from Clueless, like Amber's friend.
Yes, she's hanging out with Amber.
But Amber's friend.
The Amber's friend, exactly.
Amber's friend. Yeah, that's what she's giving me right now. And she
didn't have a name.
Right, didn't have a name.
No, that was what it said on the
cast. She has no
Amber's
lines,
friend.
but she's in the movie and she's serving like a pretty cute look.
And she just gives reactions in the background.
She rolls her eyes at everything like, oh my God.
As
Amber's friend.
Amber, let's go. That's the only line.
Right.
Amber, let's go.
The one line, Amber, let's go.
That's her line. It was just very underwhelming for me.
Yeah.
I think
I think Vanity could definitely rock this. Vanity Milan.
Oh, I was like,
oh,
you have to specify vanities now, my dear. There's like 4 of them within the Drag
She
Race
would do
universe.
something to make this more interesting, but you know she loves
Vanity
her
Milan would look. I think. Ooh, Mami Watta in this look. Wait, hold on. No, I think this is cute on Vespi. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm whelmed, but I do think she looks cute. I love this hair. Whatever's happening in the back of this hair, I'm really intrigued by.
A ponytail.
I like the color. I think it all. Is it a ponytail?
It's a ponytail. It's the half up, half down dude. It's a ponytail.
Oh,
not an Ariane.
but not as good.
Not an Arianka.
No, I think it's good. It's fine. I do love pants for a promo, so I appreciate that.
I love a good pant.
It's fine. It's fine. She's cute. I'm interested.
I'm not interested, but sure.
Okay.
It's a cute outfit. But she hopefully she'll do something in this season to make me interested. Because as of right now, from this promo picture alone, I'm not interested. Yeah. So I hope she can do something in the season to make me interested. Not counting her off though, but I'm just not interested by this picture.
Yeah, she needs to win me over too. It's a fine look. It's probably my least favorite of the group.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So let me. I'll start with what I like, and then I'll go into what I don't like. She looks cute. She looks very pretty. That's what I like. What I don't like is a couple of things. One of the names that I mentioned before. I don't know if anyone heard me or not. But she very much reminds me of, and I don't know if you know of this entertainer or not, but Monica Beverly Hills has a daughter named Abigail Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Yes. She looks like 350% like Abigail Beverly Hills.
Does. Absolutely she does.
Which to me just gives a very pretty girl. And it's not a bad thing towards her. There's nothing wrong with her being a pretty girl, but at the same time, it like you said, David, it's like almost the Dakota Schiffer effect, where it's like, okay, I know you're a pretty girl, but can you give me a little bit more than just, oh, you look like a pretty girl? Like she's very much like down on the town, or like they're saying, like walking around the mall. I feel like for me personally, to drag this up more. I wish that this wasn't a two-piece. I wish that this was a straight up and down gown underneath this jacket that maybe had like a roughly orange, like ostrichy top right up here by the tits, and then just went all the way straight down, and there was like roughly ostrich feathers by the feet. That way it would be a more elevated version of this. Because this for me is the part that I'm having an issue with just the bralette and the pants. It does look very much like I could have bought this off the rack somewhere, you know. I feel like that it needed to look a little bit more. I mean, and that could be her style. I don't know. I mean, that also is one of the downsides of this being like the first time that you ever get a chance to see any of these entertainers. If you don't know anything about them, is you're like, well, maybe this is her aesthetic. Maybe her aesthetic is more mall wear. And that's just not a personal favorite of mine. I also feel like as well too, because of the fact that this was so basic and so mall wear, you could have went very, very extra with the accessories. You could have went in with hair bows and barrettes and bangles and a big clunky orange purse, and you know what I mean? So I also feel like that there were some missed opportunities when it came to what she could have did with this look. And I feel like that, dare I say, she kind of relied on pretty a little bit with this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she started with the accessories to what you were saying as well, because like you have the big orange chunky boot, which I do like, but you're not able to see the big orange chunky boot. And there's not like it's like she put effort into it. It's like she submitted the assignment 3 minutes after the deadline.
Yeah. Like she just got it in.
That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from her. But I am interested. I'm holding out. I think she could surprise us, maybe. I don't know, perhaps.
I hope so, because to be completely honest with you, I am a little bit of like one of those weird like drag groundhogs, like Groundhog Day kind of when it comes to calling some of these things. She's kind of giving me early out vibes, and I'm usually pretty right.
She's giving me first boot energy, unfortunately. I've been right the last couple of seasons, so
she's giving me early out vibes. She's giving me this isn't her final form. And I think what could happen is she could go onto the show and not do that well, but make a good impression, and then they bring her back for an All-Stars or a later season, or maybe even give her a shot again in season 3, and we'll see like a more updated, elevated version of her. We're like, okay, this is what you should have been doing in season 2. But I don't fully know if how far she'll go in this season right now with the other girls that we've seen.
With the caliber of queens that we've seen on this season. She's giving me a little bit of Amanda Tears energy from Drag Race Belgique.
I thought about that.
Like a little bit of Amanda Tears, a little bit of like Almighty Aphrodite energy. Like,
I do think she's a little bit more polished than those.
I would agree completely.
I think she's
kind of that energy.
I think the better comparison, I think maybe like Starlet.
I feel like that Starlet would never wear this.
No.
I feel like Starlet would be something,
polish,
but her face is like similar.
I would say that makeup wise and face wise, I say neck up, yes. Outfit and style wise, I wouldn't fully, because Starlet is, I feel like, very like heavy rhinestone, heavy old, like, you know, like she's very excess with her drag when it comes to stuff. Yeah. That I feel like it could be something that even would have elevated this look, as if maybe she would have had some orange stones on it or something, you know, just something a little extra to like to make it not look like it was like it looked like a matching set.
Stone the bralette or something. Like I don't or like have like an orange thong showing if you're gonna go for that like vibe, like something like that. And again, I don't know if that's necessarily her aesthetic, because she said she's more like disco inspired, so that's not really the aesthetic, but like that could have been something cute.
That's why I was hoping that I wish if she would have done like a dress with the ostrich feathers as opposed to like a bra and like a pant. Or if it is disco inspired and she would have did it oversized, like an exaggerated bell bottom, then that would have been different. It would have been like, okay, cool. Like where it just looked like you couldn't see her feet at all. I'd be like, okay, that's awesome.
I realized we didn't score her. So I was like, oh no, we scored her. We're good. We'll move on. No, it's a 50.
Yeah, I'll give her a 54. Studio 54, girl. Yeah.
Ooh. No, you know what? I'm gonna amend my score. I'm gonna give her a 54.
yeah, I'm gonna agree.
Correct,
I'll do a 54 as well too. I'll do a 54.
That's
as well.
correct, David. And
we don't have here.
I
but-
don't have a Lana score from the Beyond, unfortunately. So, well, that's the cast. That's that. We want to do a real quick draft situation to see.
Well, we may need to stall for a minute.
We might have to stall for just a hot second.
Oh,
Just
never mind.
kidding, Lana's back.
I give it a 15.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I hate it.
Okay, great. Lovely. Are we ready? Are we ready to draft?
Sure.
Yes.
Great.
We should explain to Eve how the snake draft works.
Yes, because I don't know
So-
sports ball.
So, for example, if the draft, so I'm going to randomize the draft order. For example, if the draft order was me, Lana, Eve, and David, then the order would go me, Lana, Eve, David, and then David, Eve, Lana, me, and then me, Lana, Eve, David.
Okay.
So we're each going to get 3 picks. Because there are 11 queens, there is one queen that will be chosen twice. I already know who that queen is going to be. I think we all know who that queen is going to be. So whoever get the first 2 picks are gonna
Probably.
take care of that, which is exactly what happened in our
Unless
Mexico.
any of us decide to be nice, which we might.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but we shall see. Can we see the screen? Are we seeing the screen?
Yep.
Great.
Do it
Good luck,
twice
everyone.
for season 2.
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
I don't see any. Okay.
1. Okay.
Oh, I moved up. Work.
Well, so the draft order is going to be Lana, David, Eve, and then myself. I'm already very sad. Lana,
This is gonna
David,
happen
put me out of
again.
my misery, please.
Is it gonna happen again? David?
Yes.
We
Because
always
it literally
seem to-
happened last time, so just go
Maybe.
ahead. Lana.
Miss Revlon will be coming on my team.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
David.
My number 1 pick on my list is Keiona. However, I'm feeling generous. So I am going to pick Moon.
Oh, fuck.
Yay! I'm not.
Yes.
I'm picking Keiona.
Yeah, no, I don't
Yes,
blame
you
you in the
should.
slightest. I don't blame you in the slightest, darling. Okay. Interesting. Oh no.
I hate this though, because when it comes back around, now I'm still
I
like,
know.
but I
I'm
want
so
somebody else, and
nervous
I know
'cause
they're gonna be snatched up before it comes back to me, but it's okay.
Oh, I know who I'm gonna end up with. So these are my only 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Okay, I'm gonna pick Punani.
Mm-hmm.
Punani is the obvious choice here. Oh, fuck. I have to go with Mami Watta.
I knew it. That's
I have to. All right, it goes back to Eve.
goes back to Eve. Man, he made me a little bit nervous there, but I still got my next 2 picks on the board.
I was between 3.
Yeah.
So
I mean, going through these, I feel a lot better about a lot of these choices. So there's some good ones to choose from.
Eve, it is your pick, darling.
So for my second pick, I think that I would love to pick the second vision in green, Piche.
I'm not surprised.
Yes.
Back to David.
Ooh, okay. So I still have my number 3 and number 4 on the board. I'm going to go with my number 3, and that is Kitty Space.
Yes.
All right, Lana, your final 2 picks.
I am picking Ginger because season queens, period.
Yes.
And
Would you like me to remind you who's left?
No.
Don't give her any ideas.
what did you say?
Would you like me to remind you who's left?
Yes, please.
Cookie Kunty, Rose, Sara Forever, and Vespi.
Oh, Sara Forever. Sara Forever.
Dang it!
Sara Forever. Period.
I have no choice in this, so I'm gonna help Lana. I am
Okay.
Team Lana in this scenario.
Thank you, Logan.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
Sara Forever.
Well, okay, I'm going to go with who I actually think is going to be doing better between the duo. I think Rose is going to do better.
Oh, okay.
Wait, so who are the last two people left?
So Eve, your choice is Vespi or Cookie Kunty.
Cookie, you better surprise me, child. I'm gonna go with her.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad choice, honestly.
I don't think so either.
Cookie
Hopefully
was,
she's
Cookie was
hopefully
the
she's
other
safe and
person
she's-
I was actually debating between.
hopefully she's safe and she's kind of like the Lucy, like the Lucy legit.
Well,
Well-
I feel like with how revered she is, I feel like it's gonna be like we talked about, like the Sharon or the Vivian.
Vivian.
I honestly do. I almost picked her, but
So did I.
so in review, Team Lana, Keiona Revlon, Ginger Bitch, and Sara Forever, which I think is a winning duo. I'm gonna be honest.
You
That
got a
could be
great
the top
team.
three, and I would not be mad.
Yeah, you do.
Team David is Moon, Kitty Space, and Rose. Team Eve is Keiona Revlon, Piche, and Cookie Kunty. And Team Logan is Punani, Mami Watta, and Vespi. I am happy with my team. I am fine with
So
my
am I.
team. Vespi is about to prove all of you wrong. I hope and pray, dear God, please. Thank
I
you.
want people.
I was
I
so
want PJ
close
to
to
come
getting
clear.
3 of my top 4, but then she just had to take Sara Forever.
Well,
Yeah.
hi, I am the draft moderator. I am here to be fair, David
Fair.
Healy.
Fair.
You're gonna take her from your wife? How dare you?
Exactly.
How dare you?
I mean, I was gonna pick her anyway. I had to,
Mhm.
so
Exactly.
But she was the second
was-
one.
I was gonna pick her too, but also at the same time, I didn't know if anybody else was gonna go for Piche, so I was like, let me go ahead and snatch them up real quick.
Mhm.
I thought about it.
first.
I thought about it. Well, Eve, thank you for joining us for your first video here, the first of many. I hope.
Yes. I had a great time. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh
This
my
was
God,
so
of
like
course.
fun and like I'm a Gemini moon, so I like to talk. So I'm like, yeah, I get to share my ideas with people, and we get to like, shoot the shiz.
I'm a Cancer moon. No wonder we get along. Like, I see it. So yes, make sure to follow all of us on social media, especially Eve on Instagram, which will be linked below. Follow us on social media. We are now finally on Instagram. Thank God. I haven't posted anything at the time that we're filming this, but I will be. So make sure to follow us on social media at The Cup Pod. Make sure to get your merch. Link in the description below. We have socks, we have cups, we have water bottles, we have hats. Lana has gone crazy, and I absolutely love it. Make sure to follow. There is no premiere date yet for Drag Race France, so I don't know when we will be back to discuss Drag Race France. But when it is discussable, we will be back to talk all about it. I'm thrilled. We do a lot of other drag content here, currently covering All Stars 8 and Drag Race España, and we will be covering Drag Race Mexico here very, very soon. So go check out all of our videos on that. And with that...
And wait, I just want to say, for all the French people out there watching this, please leave comments. Tell us where we're wrong. Give us some context for some of these queens. I love reading all the comments. So.
Yes. So, yes, please leave comments below. Is your favorite Keiona Revlon? It should be. This whole cast, though, is great. But why? Let us know who your favorite is and why it's Keiona Revlon. Cheers! Cheers! Goodbye. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bitch. Get out of here.